Coming up, I'm putting my Cash App into the description so you can buy the missus a new kitchen. We're talking about Donnarumma, Emi Martinez, Lament and Ollie Watkins and Benjamin Cesco and our personal agendas against players. And is Steve in the EDL? Stay tuned to find out. Good morning, Stephen Howson on the news. How's your mum and them? What are you having for breakfast? Put it in the comments below. Right, we're going to talk today about Donnarumma. And I'm not giving a rating because that's a different show. Wait until Saturday, you greedy gits. Donnarumma. What are we talking about, Donnarumma? Well, let me see the name of this absolute Class A outlet, Corriere dello Sport, have made Manchester United the favourites to sign Donnarumma. Which means nobody else, including Manchester United, is signing Donnarumma, and someone has put a 50p each way bet on Donnarumma signing for Manchester United, and therefore the bookies have made him favourites to sign for Manchester United because the entire market, which is 50p, is on Donnarumma to Manchester United. It's like Andy Tate was like the 13th favourite to be the next Manchester United manager during the David Moyes era. Like, the bookies' odds might as well be, you know, on the wall of a toilet in human feces. So, are we signing Donnarumma? No, we're not. Now, Laurie actually spoke. Was it on this here podcast?
Yes.
On our stupendous little channel that we have here, this little mom and pop show that we operate. And Laurie said on United's non-striker targets, because there is obviously some stuff moving with striker targets, that doesn't look like Onana's going to leave, and we might go into the goalkeeper market should Bayern go. Do you think Donnarumma's going to come and sit on here on whatever wages he is? Now, I said he was on 800 grand a week. That might have been incorrect information. But what are you going to do? It won't be less than minimum wage, will it? Right? So somewhere between 799 grand at minimum wage is what Donnarumma's going to come and sit on the bench and watch Onana keep a net. Do you think that's realistic? Because neither do I. Now, I do think Lament is a very good option. As we've said, the entire window. United have been talking to this guy since December, or looking at this guy since December. He gave an interview and name-dropped United on it all the way back in February. Do I think United might be interested in Lament? Yes. Does that mean that we're signing Donnarumma? No. Keep up. Right? Right. On to the next one. Well, on that, actually, United have now ruled out Emi Martinez as well. And what do I feel about that? Good, to be honest, because I do not think he's an upgrade on Onana outside of a personality. And that's not really the reason to sign a goalkeeper, is it? Right? At all. It just isn't. So, Villa aren't interested in loaning him, and that was all United was interested in doing, so that deal is now off the cards entirely. Which leaves us to strikers. Nicholas Jackson is now out of the way, leaving Manchester United with supposedly an A choice and a B choice. It's a little bit more complicated than that because I think Newcastle are in the mix. And my gut feeling is all of this Cesco, maybe not all. All is a bit conclusive, isn't it? I think there is genuine interest from Manchester United's board in Benjamin Cesco. How serious that is, I don't know. And how serious it is, I do believe, is probably also going to be dictated by Newcastle's interest and willingness to replace Isak if Isak goes. So, Cesco or Watkins. Now, hilariously, I've been reading some of the comments from you lot over the last few days. And my personal preference for United to just continue what they've already done in the window, which is go for Premier League proven goals and bring in Ollie Watkins, seems to have ruffled a couple of feathers, people with opinions. EDL Steve clearly just wants English, right? Like Cunha and Mbuemo. That's what we want, is just English. English centre forward, and that's why I don't want Benjamin Cesco. No, it's not that. And famously, EDL Steve has never had any sort of agenda against English players like Ashley Young and Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, has he? So that argument falls apart pretty damn quick. The other angle is, people are saying, we've signed Premier League proven and they failed. Yes, we have. Therefore, Haaland was from Bundesliga, so let's get Benjamin Cesco. We've also signed people from the Bundesliga, mate, that weren't successful. Shinji Kagawa, I think, was a little bit unfair. He was signed to replace Wayne Rooney when Rooney was meant to be going, and he didn't go, therefore, unlucky Kagawa. We also signed Mkhitaryan, do you remember that? We also signed a little fella by the name of Jadon Sancho. Remind me how that worked out. Yes. So if you want to say Premier League proven's not a success, I can throw a lot more Bundesliga really isn't a success. And I also think it's individual to the player. Erling Haaland, when he came, has played around about the same amount of games that Cesco has played, but scored in excess of 100 goals more. There was never a more sure signing for any club in the world than Erling Haaland. Like, he was literally going to work no matter where he played. He could even go and try a different sport and probably would have been successful in it. Benjamin Cesco's only scored 20 goals once in his 7 seasons that he's been a professional footballer. And that was the Austrian second division. Right? If you think the Bundesliga translation to the Premier League ain't great, I'm willing to bet that the Austrian second division to the Premier League also isn't great. Now, that's not to say that I don't think Cesco's a good player and that he's not an obvious upgrade on Rasmus Højlund, because I do think he's a good player and I do think he's an upgrade on Rasmus Højlund. I'm merely giving my preference. And my preference, if he's doable for somewhere in the region of less than 50 million, would be Ollie Watkins. I'm sick of Manchester United trying to just sign for... Jadon Sancho was a long-term signing, right? What happened to that? Yeah, cool. Rasmus Højlund was a long-term signing. We aren't in the business at the moment of being able to think about the future because... And also, our current incumbent manager isn't in a position to be thinking about the future. Let me just have a couple of years while this team all matures. Mate, you'd be 3 jobs down the line by then. We at the moment need to get back to being competitive because 15th is an absolute embarrassment for Manchester United. Manchester United need to be, honestly, back to where 5th is a really, really bad season and people are kicking off. That's what we need to do. We need to get back into the Champions League and then you can start moving towards being a competitive team that might even challenge for the league. But we are so far off that at the moment. We need to get back to winning ways. We need to have not just the players, but the fan base and the ownership having confidence in this manager. So if there's any level of risk to a signing, I'm not interested. And I think the fact that Mbeumo and Watkins have played together, that Watkins has played at every single ground that's going to be in the Premier League next season, the fact that he's Premier League proven, do I think he'll score 20-odd goals? No, probably not. But I like his link-up play. I like what he brings to the party. And I think bringing in 3 players that we know can score in the Premier League, we know that they can score in the Premier League, is just a real sensible option for us at the moment. And if you want to get frisky in a couple of years, once we're pushing for a title, once we're back in the Champions League, then do that in a few years. But right now, Ruben Amorim's priority, and probably the club's priority, needs to just be hit a 180 on the decline of this club and get us back to being competitive again. And I believe the fastest way to do that is to bring in Ollie Watkins. Now, you can disagree. That's fine. But don't be suggesting that me or any other presenter that's in front of you, apart from Adam, because he obviously has agendas, right? And maybe Joe, because he's got agendas as well. And maybe Jay. Or even me, actually, because we all have agendas. But don't be suggesting that any of us have got agendas apart from the ones that have got agendas, right? Because it's just not the case, right? What we do when we make content is we give our opinion. And I swear to God, you can buy my opinion, but at the moment, no one's taken up on that fucking offer, and the missus is still going on about needing a new kitchen, right? So if anyone wants to buy my we'll throw a little P.O. box where you can get in touch and you can buy my missus a new kitchen, okay? Because these agendas are for sale, right? Take us up on the offer. But until then, there's no agenda here. I want Ollie Watkins because I want Premier League proven. That's it. Okay? Have a nice day. Bye-bye.